All right, guys, welcome to the live webinar. I appreciate everybody being on tonight. We will get started here in just a couple minutes. Cool, so it looks like people are jumping on. So here's what I'm going to do. I've got a couple different things to go over before we actually jump into the presentation. So I am using Zoom to manage this webinar. After fumbling around the first time and then doing it again, I decided to switch from what I was using to Zoom just because they seem to make it a little bit easier. So with Zoom, there is a there's a Q&A box and then there's a chat box. Chat box, you know, I would love for you guys to put in where you are from. I know a couple of people have emailed and said that they set their alarm clock so that they could show up. I see your hair, Rick, 1 a.m. there. So I appreciate you guys being on. London, New York, Los Angeles, Denmark, wow, New Zealand, amazing. Canada, Tennessee, Morocco, Tasmania. Some people from the States, Singapore. See a lot of familiar names. Hey, Roger, what's up? India. Cool. So what I'm going to do, this is kind of a little bit of a backwards approach to a webinar, but in my opinion, I think it's better to kind of start with this. So looks like I'm going to have to do this manually. So what I'm going to do, if you have questions, so this is kind of weird, but if you have questions about what is going to be covered based on the emails that you received, based on that very first slide, go back to that. So based on this slide, based on the emails you received, put your questions in the Q&A box. So what I'm going to try and do as we go through this training tonight is get a lot of your questions answered kind of as I cover the different pieces of this strategy. And then at the end, if maybe there's something that I didn't cover or wasn't able to cover, I can answer those questions at that time. So make sure you put the questions in the Q&A box. So you'll see at the bottom or maybe at the side, depending on what device you're using, there's going to be a Q&A section. There's going to be a chat section. Make sure you put your questions in the Q&A section. Otherwise, I'm going to miss them because the chat's already rolling through big time. So what I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to try, and people are still getting on. So I'm going to try and get you questions answered throughout the training tonight, instead of it waiting all the way until the end. You know, because some people can't stay for the whole thing. I understand that. There will be a recording of this, so you'll be able to access all that sometime tomorrow, hopefully early tomorrow. So again, last time I'm going to say it, just put the questions in the Q&A box. I will try and go through them kind of throughout the presentation, I'll scan through them and just see if there's anything that that I can kind of get knocked out of the way before we get all the way to the end. So see a lot of good questions in there already, so keep them coming. I'm going to get started here. So for some reason my keyboard is not connecting, which is awesome. Like I told you, it's always entertaining on live events. So I'm gonna be using my mouse the whole time, it looks like. So getting questions, put them in the Q&A box. Use the chat to kind of chat with each other. If you see somebody you know, give them a shout out. Again, I'm not gonna be able to go all the way back through that chat. So make sure questions are in the Q&A box. And sorry, I can't pronounce your name. Ishfaq saying, is this live? This is absolutely live. So today's date, January 3rd, 2019. It's 7 o'clock Central Time in these states. So here we go. My goal tonight is to really just give you an overall explanation of this strategy. I'm one of the guys that kind of like the old school direct response stuff. You know, I'm all about funnels and all that stuff, but it's all of the funnel stuff, the funnel speak, it's all overwhelming, confusing. It's very technical. If you don't have the technical skills to master tracking and setting up ad campaigns and ad groups and turning off one ad if it's good and scaling another one if it's winning, if you don't understand all that, if you don't want to sit in front of a computer and do all that stuff, what I'm going to share tonight is going to be beneficial to you, because it's just easy. You know, there isn't a lot of moving parts. There's no technical tracking stuff. You know, I did the native ads webinar earlier this past summer, and I kind of sold it as like this simple method because it is. It's, you know, traffic to an ad to a product, but mixed in between all that is the technical tracking stuff. And, you know, a lot of people just kind of fell down when it got to that stage with tracking, just because it is, you know, it is pretty technical. So if you were one of the people that took that training or maybe thought about taking that training, and hesitated because of the tracking, or you got caught up because of the tracking, just pay attention tonight, because this is a much easier method of making money online. Something I've been doing for quite a long time. My dad's been doing it. He purchased his first domain name in 1999. Very similar strategy. I've tweaked it a bit so that anybody can do it, you know, and it doesn't require to have your own products, and you don't have to be a writer. I hate writing, so just know that. So my goal tonight, I'm going to cover the whole entire thing, answer any questions that anybody has throughout it, and at the end, and, you know, kind of just introduce you to this this very unique strategy. It's actually not unique. I don't know why I said unique. It's a very successful strategy. Hey, look, my keyboard works again. So cool. If you stay till the end, I am going to give you a pretty cool free bonus that is, it's a recorded case study video that I did as a part of a product about a year ago, and it's very relevant to tonight's training, and it kind of gives you kind of a different view of the business model, and I think it'll help everybody. So that's just totally free on me. I could probably go out and charge, who knows what, $57 for that video. So if you stay till the end, I'm going to put a link to that video in the chat box. So, and actually, you know what? Let me go back to that. For the people that are on right now, so, you know, I know Rick, the people that are like in another country, if you are on this webinar right now and you, for some reason, can't stay, have to go to sleep because it's like 3 in the morning, just shoot me an email. I'll get you the link to the video. I don't want to be like that, because I truly am honored that you have set your alarm to show up and be on this call tonight. So I appreciate everybody just for being here. So what makes this different? You know, I kind of already talked about why this is different. You know, the things that most people don't like about marketing online, this strategy kind of avoids all that. So, you know, you don't have to be a product owner, meaning you don't have to go out and create your own info product. You don't have to be an affiliate marketer. You definitely can, you know, it's part of the strategy if you want to, definitely not required. I've got sites right now that don't do anything. They don't sell anything. And you're going to see how that works a little bit later on tonight. But you don't have to. There's no tracking involved. Honestly, it's pretty hard to track. Pretty hard to track anything on using the strategy. You just don't need to. It's very simple. Are you making more money than you spend? And a lot of the time, in most of my sites that have been running for a while, I'm spending $0 every month. So other than like the hosting, you know, I'm mostly saying spending $0 on paid traffic. So you know, I'll get more into that here in a little bit, but that's really what makes this different. It's not hard. It's very simple. Anybody can do it. I call it publishing, mostly just because you're publishing content. But it does live inside of a website. So a couple people have asked, is this about creating Kindle books? No, it's not about Kindle or anything like that. So it's content on a website. A little bit about me. I've been a digital publisher since 2010. So it's going on 9 years now since I really launched my first website. Since then, I've been approached by multiple companies who wanted to kind of poach me and steal me from myself, really, because I work for myself, and me and my dad have a business that we share. But you know, a lot of my income now is coming from my own ventures. So you know, people have found me because I do work for clients outside of the normal realm of marketing circles. So I've turned down job offers from ClickFunnels, Agora Publishing, which is the huge billion-dollar newsletter publisher, and a couple of different 8-figure supplement companies who wanted me to run ad campaigns for them. Then, you know, I've been earning passive publishing income since 2014, and just from my own little, you know, network of sites that I've created over the years. And as you'll see, one of my favorite things about internet marketing is building passive income streams. And I don't care if it makes me $10 a month, you know, that covers my Netflix for the month. So I see Roger's asking what passive means. It's a great question. I shouldn't assume that everybody knows all the stuff. So passive means that it makes you money. So this is not like the Wikipedia definition. This is my definition. It makes you money every month without you having to even touch it or even look at it. So it's something you set up once and make money from it for months, but hopefully years to come. And that's really what my whole thing is online. It is, as much as I can, setting up little passive income streams with these, you know, these sites are perfect for that. So, you know, when I first got started, I kind of got lucky a lot of times. So, you know, I did a lot of things right, mostly on accident. You know, I'm a pretty smart guy, not to like toot my own horn, but I study a lot of different things and kind of make my own assumptions. And I did get a lot of things right from the beginning, but I got like way more wrong. And that's kind of the whole thing, is you're not ever going to find success in anything that you do unless you're willing to just try stuff, you know. And I can't remember the exact quote, but somebody said, true success comes from failure. You're never going to see true success unless you've failed at least one time, because you've got to fail to see what you did wrong so that you can know what to do right. So after doing this for 9+ years, this is kind of the stuff that I've discovered, and really what applies to what I'm teaching tonight. You know, forget about funnels, forget about list building, forget about selling anything altogether. You just don't need to. You see the screenshot on the right, and I've showed this before, but this was the very first content site that I put up online back in 2010, and it was just all about Disney World. So, you know, there's a little ebook there that I was promoting as an affiliate. I think I made like 10 or 13 or $14 or something commission. And that's really where I made my first dollar online. Was doing that, was putting that site up there, and it was the content that led to that sale. There was nothing else. I didn't do any paid traffic. I had no email list, nothing, no email list driving traffic to offers or anything like that. It was just putting content on the site. The site, I did do some stuff in the background, some things that I'll talk about later on that kind of helped put more eyeballs in front of the site, but that didn't cost me anything. And that's how I made my first sale as an affiliate. So it's kind of using the strategies that I really stumbled into over time to create these little passive income streams. You can see like this Disney World site as an example. Once you put that up, and once you've got visibility to the site, it runs by itself. People land on the site, they read the content, they see that little savings guide there, they click on it. If they buy it, you make some money. And that's just one strategy. And it's really, it's honestly not even the strategy that I'm covering tonight, but that's just how powerful content is. The internet runs on content, and it's the content that generates the revenue. So I'm going to say that again, because it's really important. The internet runs on content, and it's the content that generates revenue. Without content, trying to generate revenue is very, very, very difficult. It is possible running. I showed this, to another coaching group a few weeks ago, running a direct link campaign on Facebook. So putting an ad up on Facebook and sending it straight to an affiliate offer, you can make money. I'm not saying that that's not possible. You've got to know what you're doing. You've got to be willing to test. You've got to be willing to spend money to acquire the data necessary to know how to optimize that campaign. But if you put content there first, it's just so much easier. And you don't even need to promote affiliate products, just not even necessary. I'll show you a little bit later on how to really get rid of the affiliate stuff and just put good content out. That's it. Jamie's saying you can't hear me now. Anybody else having issues with audio? No. Jamie, it might be your it might just be your internet connection. What you can do is try restarting the Zoom application, and hopefully that fixes it for you. So the next thing is, what I'm teaching tonight is a proven strategy, and it guarantees success 100% of the time. And it really guarantees success because of the point that I just repeated earlier, the very previous point. Internet runs on content, content generates revenue. What that means is you put up content online, whether or not you promote a product in there, that content is worth money. It's got eyeballs on it, and eyeballs are money. And I'll show you here in a little bit what that means. But passive publishing provides consistent, reliable income each and every month. So like I told Roger there a few minutes ago, I could put up a site like this, this Disney World site, and maybe take me an hour or two to put that up if it's whatever, 4 or 5 pages a bit. That's a really small example, but I'd probably have that up in 4 or 5 hours. 2 or 3 hours, and I wouldn't have to touch it again. It's just 4 or 5 articles, and I wouldn't ever have to touch it. And even if it only makes me, like I said, 10, 20 bucks a month, whatever, if that's good for you, it's good for me. My goal is to make, closer to 300. My goal is usually about 300 bucks a day, honestly, in profit. Otherwise, I'm not going to get too excited about it. So, but to get started, it's just a perfect example. It doesn't need to be anything huge. Just get something going. So I'll cover more about all this stuff in a second. So I've said a couple of people are saying like, how does this all work, and all that. We'll get to all that. So like I said, I did a lot of things right. by accident. I did way more things wrong. And I discovered a lot of this stuff out the hard way over the last 9 years. What you're getting tonight is really the cheat sheet. And it's the easy way to passive publishing, really, it's just what I call it. Passive publishing just means you're publishing content, but that content works to provide you passive monthly income. So this is kind of an overview of what I did starting out 2010. You can see the affiliate sites. That's what that Disney World site was an affiliate site. After that, I created funnels because I came along and found the gurus saying, oh man, you need your own info product. You got to create a funnel and a squeeze page first so you can build that email list. And then after the front end offer, you've got to have an upsell offer, and then a downsell, and then a membership trials website, and on and on and on. And I did all that stuff because I was following people who I trusted, and it was stuff that worked for them, but that's just not who I am. Like, I don't want to build all that stuff and have to go through all the funnel building and all that just to go have to change it every other day, because Facebook doesn't like you anymore. You got to go to this network, or you got to change your whole funnel because Google isn't like when you use a funnel this way. And it's on and on and on, the stuff I had to go through. I built email lists, created autoresponder series to promote tons and tons of affiliate products. And I still do all that stuff. The things that I've built, I was able to turn them into passive websites. The email lists, the autoresponder series that promote affiliate products. I was smart enough, after I screwed it up the first year or two, to choose products that would last longer than the typical internet marketing product. And I'd build a funnel out for that, and that funnel would last me for quite a long time. So, that was a different type of passive publishing, where it is a lot more work involved up front. You got to put in all the time to build the email list and the autoresponder series and all that stuff. But that's what I'm saying here is excuse me, I did this the hard way by going through all of that stuff, making the mistakes and learning from them, and trying to take the things that I was spending 80 hours a week on and turn them into passive income. And I wasted thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on paid traffic from tons and tons of different ad networks, really so that I could give you the easy way. The easy way that, like I said, guarantees success 100% of the time, every time, even on your first try. And I know that is like a weird kind of guarantee / claim. And if you know me very well, I'm not about that kind of stuff. But I've never been more happy to say what this slide says right here, because I 100% believe it to be true in this case. So while I take a drink, in the chat box, let me know if you want the easy way. Like seriously, do you finally want a way that you can have passive income working for you around the clock? And like Warren Buffett says, you never really have success until you're making money when you sleep. So do you guys want that? I see a lot of yeses and hell yeses. Works for me. I appreciate you guys being interactive here. It definitely helps. So, all right, here we go. Here it is, the secret to passive publishing. If you can generate a page view for 10 cents and sell it for 20 cents, you're well on your way to $1,500 a day. That's it. Make sense? Does it make sense? If I could generate a page view for 10 cents and then sell it for 20 cents, I'm making 10 cents, right? Exactly. That's truthfully the entire secret. But one better, what if you could generate the page view for zero, for nothing, and then sell it for 20 cents? Yeah, even better. So that's kind of like the shtick behind this whole thing. And to be honest with you, there's like a number of ways that you could do this. So I've seen people, chat boxes going crazy. I see people who are asking arbitrage, question mark, AdSense, is it native ads? The answer is all of those. You could honestly use any of that stuff. And that's kind of where people fall down. They're like, well, but which one, dude? Like, what? There's so many things. I want to do exactly what you're doing. So that's really what this whole thing is about, is showing you exactly what I'm doing. This doesn't have anything to do with native ads. About 100 people asked me if via email if this was about native ads, and I tried to respond to everybody. Hopefully I did. It's not. You can use native ads if you want, but in reality, what I'm showing you right here on the slide you're seeing right now, you can generate a page view for 10 cents, sell it for 20 cents. Those are basically sample example numbers. You know, selling a physical page view for 20 cents is very doable. But there are like probably 1,000 ways that you could sell it. So what I'm delivering tonight is my way, the way that I do it. I call it the lazy way because that's who I am. I'm like, seriously, I'm not that I won't spend hours and hours and hours trying to figure out stuff, but my whole goal in life is to work as few hours as possible and make the most amount of money doing that. So if that means I have to work 50 hours initially a week to get to the point where I've created 5, 6, 10, 20 passive income streams to where maybe next year I only have to work 3 hours a week, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that all day long. That's really what this webinar is about, guys. So kind of as an example, in the last 365 days, I've had more than 5.16 million passive page views across just 3 websites, and I didn't write one piece of content on any of these sites. So what I mean by passive page views, passive is you put the work in once, you benefit from that work for a very long time. So those page views, these passive page views, came from work that I have done years ago, literally years ago. And then I've done nothing since. Nothing at all since then. Jonathan's asking the gardening sites. No, the gardening sites are separate, something separate. And I think I will talk about that here in a little bit. I honestly can't remember if I put that in here or not, but the gardening sites are different because we sell our own products on those sites. So I couldn't include any of that. But what you're looking at are three sites that, and this is, you can see the dates, January 1st, 2018 to January 1st, 2019. And you can see where the circles and the arrows are pointing to. Those are page views, not unique page views, not sessions, not unique visitors, page views, meaning a page was viewed by somebody. That same person may or may not have viewed 10, 12, 40 other pages on that site, but it doesn't matter. I'm concerned with this, with passive publishing. I am concerned with page views. So does everybody understand the difference between a page view and a unique visitor? Yes. That don't feel bad for saying no, because I really want everybody to understand what this is. Okay, no, I got a couple no's. So good, because I want to make sure everybody knows this, even for the people that couldn't attend here live. A unique visitor is Me going to somebody's website, and let's say I browse 10 pages on their site. I will go there. It's an awesome site. I'm reading. I read 10 different pages. To them, in their analytics, I am just one unique visitor, right? I'm just one person, but I viewed 10 pages. So that's 10 page views in their analytics. Make sense now? A couple people still saying no. So Conrad, one unique visitor can equal 10 page views if they view it 10 times. That's true. That's another way. So like what Conrad's saying is if I go to a page and I just click the refresh button 10 times, that's 10 page views. So that would count just as well as me viewing 10 different pages on their site. So still one unique visitor. I'm still one unique person, but I viewed 10 pages. So these are unique. I'm sorry, these are just page views, meaning that people could have refreshed it, whatever. But what's important about a page view is that in the advertising game, meaning like in the display advertising game with banners and AdSense and Google Display Network, all of those things, they rely on the metric of page views, meaning I can get paid as a publisher per page view. So if I get one person come to my site and they viewed 40 of my pages, or they viewed 40 pages, whether it's the same page multiple times or 40 different pages, I could get paid 40 different times from that one person. That right there is what this is about. Page views. That is why content generates revenue. It has nothing to do with affiliate marketing. It can. You can promote affiliate stuff. It has nothing to do with list building. You can build a list. But I like to get paid per page view. That makes sense? I want to see some yeses if that makes sense, because I don't want to go any further tonight unless everybody gets this, because if not, it's going to be confusing from here on out. Sweet. Cool. Okay. So a couple of people asked, I got 5.16 million page views from organic SEO. And the answer to that question is no. Organic traffic, yes, but not just SEO. So Jamie is asking, I get you want to get paid per page view, but what are you getting paid for? Good question. I'm getting paid by advertisers who are displaying their ads on my site. They put their ad on my site. Again, this all happens like programmatically. I don't ever talk to anybody. All you do is sign up to a network. They give you a piece of code. You put the code on your site, automatically pops up ads, and I get paid. Somebody goes to my site to read my content. Somebody else's ad pops up. I just made money. So that's what I'm getting paid for. Cool. So before we get any further, results are not typical. If you've been on one of my webinars or trainings before, you've seen this. Happy to walk you through my specific strategies I'm using to earn passive monthly income right now. My results are certainly not typical, and the average person who attends a training like this typically gets 0 results. However, I'm happy to show you exactly what's working for me for free. This is not for get-rich-quick people, work from home biz op people, or amateurs. You guys probably all know that. Like, I'm not promising instant riches here. It does take work, takes time. Anything that's worth anything in life never comes free, never comes easy, and work is involved. So I've got 3 secrets for you, and these secrets will hopefully answer a lot of these questions. These questions are piling up big time. So again, guys, if you have questions, please put them in the Q&A box, because the chat just goes crazy on these trainings, and I'm not going to be able to get to I'm not going to be able to scroll through the chat tonight. What I'll try and do is go through the chat and see if I maybe missed something later on after the webinar is over, and I can email you specifically. But it's a lot easier if you just put it in the Q&A box, because then I can like physically check it off as it being answered. All right. Actually, there's a question here that I'm going to answer because I think it's a good time to. Saying, I am confused. What's the difference between affiliate SEO site and a publishing site? Isn't it the same thing? You know, set up a micro niche affiliate site or a big authority site. Yeah, the same. So the difference is between an affiliate SEO site and a publishing site is the monetization. How are you monetizing it? That's it. You know, are you going to monetize it with affiliate products, ads, or list building? You know, there's a number of different ways you can monetize it. Again, I called it publishing because the monetization is something separate. You'll see here in a second, but that will hopefully make sense as we get through this. So secret number one, I can guarantee success in any niche as a publisher my very first time, starting with just $200. That $200 goes towards the content mostly. I can put up an article a day on a website for $150 a month. The other $50 you could do with it what you will. You know, a lot of times I kind of spread out the $50 between a number of different promotional methods to drive what I call passive traffic, which is really something I don't have time to explain tonight, but that $50 can go a long way if you've got that $50 every month. It can go a lot longer way than you probably think for $50. So starting with just $200, I can guarantee success in any niche, because again, if you're putting up good content, it will generate revenue. That's it. The people that are putting ads on my sites, all they care about is that my content is good enough to attract eyeballs so that their ads can attract eyeballs. That's it. Secret two, I can literally copy and paste my way to success. No techie crap is required. And this couldn't be more truthful with this strategy than anything else I've ever done in my life. Literally copy and paste. Again, I hate writing. I don't do it. The only way I ever do writing is in the internet marketing niche, where I actually know what I'm talking about and I don't have to research stuff. It just kind of flows from my head and I can type it and all that. And that's the only time I write, and I hate writing even in that way. So copying and pasting is really all that you have to do. You copy the content, you paste it, you hit post, and then you profit from the page views. Cool. Secret number three, I'm going to go through these even more too. Secret number three, there's absolutely zero chance of this method ever getting oversaturated. There's plenty of room for more publishers like you. I don't think I really need to go into that even more, but the internet runs on content, and that's all that this method uses. So again, you can guarantee success in any niche first time, starting with just $200. Internet is fueled by content, and it's content that generates revenue every time a page is viewed, even if the visitor doesn't click anything on the page. So that's basically what I talked about already. It works in every single niche. Doesn't matter. All that matters is that the content is good enough to attract eyeballs, and you make money from those eyeballs. So here are just a few niches where this is currently working. This is still part of the first secret, just to give you a kind of an overview of the possibilities here. This is like a very, very, very brief list of niches, but this is it just gives you kind of an idea. So pets, politics, humor, DIY, travel, celebrity, finance, lifestyle, news, health, fitness, beauty, automobiles, and the list, seriously, the list goes on and on and on. So secret number 2, I can avoid all of the technical headaches that come with building out typical marketing funnels because I don't need it. You don't need a funnel. You don't need an email list. You don't need a product to sell. All you need is a website. If you can point and click your mouse, you can be a successful publisher. So like seriously, publishing tools available today are outstanding, and WordPress is all you need. That WordPress is hands down like my favorite tool of all time. Kind of a funny story, back when I first started with my dad, excuse me, he was publishing his old site, freeplants.com, and he was using Microsoft Front Page. I don't know if anybody remembers that, if you're old enough to remember that and kind of knew anything about publishing back then. He was using Microsoft Front Page, where it was kind of like a, what you see is what you get type editor, where you can just click and type, and it did all the formatting behind the scenes. But it was pretty ghetto. But it works. It's perfectly fine. It gets the job done. You see what your page is gonna look like. You can make it however you want. When WordPress came along, and it came along well before I started with them, I knew about it. It just didn't fit anything I was doing until I started putting these sites up, and I'm like, dude, this is awesome. Like, you do everything from the editor. You can quickly manage things. You can organize and like put your posts in certain ways and change the whole site all at one time if you wanted to with a theme. And I told my dad about it, and he's like, nope, not doing it. And I don't know what it was. He I'm the same way. Like, I hate change. If I'm using something, I like it, I'm going to keep it. So a year or two went by, and then he's like, you know what, we probably should use that WordPress thing, because it just seems like it would be easier for me to put up a blog post from anywhere and not have to have Front Page installed on my computer. And he finally switched to it, and now it's all he ever uses. Like, he'd never go back to Front Page or anything else. We love WordPress. So anyway, again, you don't need an email list or copywriting skills or products to sell. You literally can start with absolutely nothing. WordPress is free. You can get a hosting account from like anywhere for like $4, $5, $6 a month. And anymore, those cheap hosting accounts are they're built now to handle WordPress, and most of them are pretty quick. So I don't even really have recommendations for people when they come to me for hosting, because a lot of them get the job done. You don't need anything expensive or outstanding until you're getting into the couple 100,000 visitors a month type of thing, and then you can you start looking at other solutions. And secret 3, not a chance of this getting oversaturated. There's just no way. So I want to give you a case study here of the earnings that I shared in the email leading up to this webinar. $364 average daily earning, 10 grand a month. And what I said in that email was, this is just one revenue source, but I didn't really explain that a lot, because I didn't want to give away too much. I wanted people to get on this webinar and keep an open mind about what this is and what it isn't. I didn't want anybody to get the wrong idea. A lot of people emailed in, were like, dude, is this about AdSense? I hate AdSense. I won't ever do it if it's about AdSense. If it's SEO, I'm not ever going to do it. If it's affiliate native ads, I'm not ever going to do it. Like, cool. Like, I don't care what you do. Like, it doesn't matter to me what you do, what you don't want to do. I don't care. I'm putting this out there for you guys. If you really want to change your life, if you're willing to put the work in to change your life, I'm putting it out there for that reason, because I think it's helpful. Like I said in the email, I never planned on sharing any of this stuff, because I just didn't know if anybody would even be interested in it. But then I was thinking about it, and like, man, it's so easy. It's so much easier than anything else that I've really taught. there just isn't a new, like, oh, this is a brand new way to make money online and, you know, stuff like that. Then I'm just thinking to myself, like, who cares? Like, I don't care if it's not new or like the coolest thing to do. I've never been about that stuff. I'm about the things that work, the things that make money, the things that work for you passively, and the thing that's going to be here. If I do it today, I want it to be here next year, the year after that, 5 years from now, making me money. And that's what this is. So I told you all that to tell you this. This is the 364, 10 grand a month. It's from one ad source with just 2 ads on the site right here. Little sidebar ad, little footer ad. That's it. That's just one revenue source from this entire website. So these earnings, this is just one advertiser, or one network, really. It's one network where I've put their ad here and their ad here. And that's what you're seeing right here. I'm not going to give away too much more than this, but I can tell you there are 4 other ad blocks on this website. Okay. Yeah, I just saw somebody's question here, and that I wonder what a site 11,000 a month would sell for on Flippa. So if you don't know what Flippa is, it's a place where you can buy and sell existing websites. And I don't play the Flippa game where you go in and you build up a site and then you go sell it. Again, I'm all about passive. Unless I'm like in a real like cash flow problem where I need like liquid funds right now, which honestly never happens, because these things work. They make money every month. Like, you shouldn't be in that situation. I honestly can't tell you how much an $11,000 a month site would sell for in Flippa, because I want the $11,000 a month. That's it. I don't care if they're gonna give me 100 grand right now. I want 11,000 a month from here till the day I die, if I can get it. Once I find out that, oh, Google's changing or these other free sources that are giving me traffic, they're changing, they're not going to give me that free traffic anymore, then I'm going to go to Flippa and be like, hey, now what are you going to give me for this? Because this isn't going to make me 11,000 a month anymore. Until it stops making me that much money, I'm not going to go play the Flippa game. Somebody else just asked, to generate the 364 a day, how much did you spend to drive traffic? 0. Do I continue to add content to keep it going? Yes. 1 article a day. So I guess you could say I've spent 1 article a day cost to outsource the writing, like what I said, $150 a month. Initially putting, like I said, the $50 a month towards a little bit of promotion, it's going to boost your income a lot faster than doing nothing. So how many of these websites do you need? And I like to break this down to get to that per day number and put it in the context of like what you're making at your job. So let's just say maybe you make 100 grand a year. That means that you're making 274, 73 a day. That counts weekends, because I basically just did 100 grand divided by 365. Average site profits $300 a day, like you saw. Some sites more, some less. Again, that site is way more, honestly, because it's got more ad blocks. Requires no more than 20 minutes of work per day, because I can copy and paste the article into WordPress, publish it, and I'm done. Or what I typically do is I'll pay for 7 articles up front, and then I'll go in and I'll put all 7 of those articles in. Then I'll schedule out the articles once every day, so that, you can go into WordPress and schedule an article to be posted automatically on a certain time and day. So I'll go and schedule each one for every day of the week, so that 1 new article gets posted every single day. So, like, imagine if you had 5 or even 10 of these things. 5 sites is that $1,500 a day number, which, believe it or not, is a ton of money. 547,000 a year from five tiny little websites. It's just insane. It's unbelievable to me. All right. I am going to talk about something weird that I call ghost money. And after you see what this is, you're probably going to be like, oh yeah, yeah, I have like tons of ghost money. Like, so the whole thing behind ghost money is, let's say you make that 100 grand a year. Maybe every week you've got, I don't know what the hell that works out to. Let's just say 10 grand a week, because that's just easy. I know that's not 100 grand a year. Let's say you make 10 grand a week. By the end of the week, you're down to like $600. You're like, dude, where did all my freaking money go? That's ghost money. Like the money that just disappears and you have no idea where it went. Starbucks every day, $100 a month. Lunch every day, $150 a month. Cigarettes, alcohol, $150 a month. Night at the movies every Friday, $200 a month. That's $600 of quote unquote ghost money that you could be spending to start your $300 a day of profit publishing business. So when I say I can get started for $200, you probably have the quote unquote ghost money that's just flying out the door and you don't even think about it. Like it's just part of your like daily routine, where maybe you stop at the gas station and get a Coke or something every day. That adds up. It's not a lot, but it adds up. And now you're gonna like kill me, because you're gonna start going through your daily routine and stopping and getting a drink. You're gonna be like, man, I could have just bought an article for that Starbucks. That Starbucks could have been an article on my website making me money. So I want you to kind of think about the ghost money thing, because it's powerful. If you don't know where your money is being spent every month, you probably don't have a lot of extra money to your name. All right. So what have you guys thought about the last hour? Has it been time well spent so far? Bueller? Yes, awesome. Yes, awesome. Cool. All right, I appreciate you guys playing along here. I obviously can't cover everything in this. Like we're already at almost an hour here. So what I'm going to do, I put together a special offer where you can just literally get everything you need to know. This is hours worth of explanation and video training that I want to put in your hands that I just can't cover on this training. So I am going to get to all the questions. I see them flying in, and I've got just 50 of them or more. So I want to leave a decent amount of time for questions. Again, put the questions in the Q&A box. Don't put them in the chat, because it's likely I won't have time to scroll through that chat live tonight. So to act fast, I have put together like this amazing deal. One of the things I'm like most excited about in a long time was putting together this webinar about this method, because it's just something I'm so passionate about. I'm so passionate about passive income, and it kind of like strikes a chord with me because people didn't really understand what passive was. And that just makes me even more passionate about sharing what that means and how you can actually have that in your life. So I'm like really stoked about this tonight. So before I get into that, I want to talk about how old habits can die hard. So, after tonight, we spent an hour together so far. Maybe we'll be on here for another hour, a little more, a little less. I don't know. What's going to happen when you get off this live training? Depending on what time you are, Rich, you're probably already asleep. Are you still awake over there in the UK? Yeah. Oh, cool, man. It's incredible. Unbelievable. So, when you get off of this training, I just want you to think about what you learned tonight. Maybe some of the questions you have, I'm happy to, guys, too. I'm happy to answer questions anytime via email. Just shoot me an email, man. I'm happy to answer any of that stuff. Joel's still awake. Awesome, man. I just want you to think about all the other trainings you've been on in the past year, 2 years. You know, what have you done after the fact? What have you done when you got off the training the next day? Did you wake up? Did you put any of what you learned into action? You know, did you do anything? Like I just want you to do something. Even if you don't know what to do, email me and ask me, hey man, I was on your training. Like, what's the next step for me? I'm totally happy to share that stuff with you guys. And, you know, like I said, the offer I've put together here, I honestly think you're going to be thrilled because it's one of the best offers that I think I've put together ever. So it's called the Passive Publishing Secrets Coaching Program. It's going to be 6 weeks. Whole goal is to get you to, I put $1,500 a day there, but just because, you know, 5 sites, $300 a month. I'm sorry, $300 a day each. I put that there as a goal, but honestly, it's just getting you to the point where you can kill your 9-to-5 gig. And if you don't have a 9-to-5 gig, congrats, man. That's awesome. Like I couldn't be more happy or proud, or, you know, if you've learned anything from me, more proud of you. But the whole goal is even just $300 a day, just one site. That right there is enough to kill $100,000 a year job. And that's really what this coaching program is. It's that, plain and simple. So here's what you're going to get. I'm going to give you the Passive Publisher Blueprint. It's basically a $1,500 value. This is the kind of the nuts and bolts of the entire system. So, you know, we talked a lot about tonight about the content and the different ways to monetize. I didn't have enough time to cover a lot of the different traffic stuff and kind of like the way you set up the site, the best way to do it. So that's all going to be in the Passive Publisher Blueprint. And then a whole training on setting up your first site. That's actually going to be setting up your first site is going to be the very first coaching program. I'm sorry, very first coaching call, the very first live coaching call. It's going to be all about setting up the very first website that you will maybe you have ever set up. I don't know. Because I want you to hit the ground running fast, and then the remaining 5 weeks you can ask questions, ask me to review your site, you know, ask me for monetization ideas. So I want to do that first. The setting up your website, it's a $3,000 value, just because I feel like the way that I set up my sites is so unique, and every pixel on the site has a purpose. I don't use the typical WordPress crap theme where, you know, it just puts blog rolls and recent posts in areas where you don't need them. Every pixel has a purpose. And this is a WordPress theme, WordPress layout that I've been using for a while, but I've recently perfected it even more, and have been able to do some pretty amazing things with it. I guess I'll leave it at that. Next is the passive publishing income formula. So this is basically the monetization stuff. Like, how can you make the most possible money from each publishing site you put up without hurting the user experience? Simple as that. Next is the instant revenue recipe. So this is for the guys who are like, dude, I need this $300 a day, like tomorrow or next week. That's what the instant revenue recipe is about. Is you have the option to ramp this thing up so fast. You have the option to ramp it up so fast. I'm going to leave it at that because I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea. So if you are interested in that, you're definitely going to want to check that out. Total value, almost $9,000. So who does this work for? You know, it's really tough it's tough for me to get into this, but you know, it works for anybody. Like seriously, anybody that really wants to change their life. Like honestly, that's the whole thing. You've got to really want it before you do anything else. So the preconceived notions you have about yourself and the self-limiting beliefs, they don't work here. Just throw them out the window, because you don't need any skills. I recently had a discussion with somebody, a digital discussion. It's a 90-year-old guy who's been asking for help from me for a while, and he emailed in and said that he's been seeing great success, and all I've been telling him to do is really simple stuff, guys. It's basically what I'm telling you to do here. And the difference between him and you is he's doing it. You know, that he's not giving out excuses for why he can't do it. So this can literally work for anybody. You know, it doesn't matter what your experience is. People who hate writing, they freaking hate writing. I love this. Again, $150 a month. If you can do that, you don't need to write a single word. The people who are afraid of paid traffic, you don't need it for this. I'll show you so many ways to get quick free traffic. It'll blow your mind. People who hate list building, if you're kind of afraid or just kind of hate, you know, building an email list and all the steps required, don't need it here. And like I said, people who lack technical experience. So you don't, if you don't know what WordPress is, I can tell you you're going to love it. It's about as point and click as you can get. Most hosts, like web hosts nowadays, they offer what's called like a one-click WordPress installation, where you just sign up with them and pay them whatever it is, $5-6 a month. And you go on your account and do the one-click WordPress installation, put in the domain name that you want, and they'll install that sucker right on there real quick. It's nothing. So when I put this thing together, I really had two choices. You know, first option, you know, go really cheap and try to put as many people in this as possible. But honestly, it really wouldn't have incentivized me to do it, because you know, like I said, I didn't even ever plan on sharing this, because honestly, people just aren't, you know, they're not willing to do anything to make money. It ticks me off, but that's the truth. So it wouldn't have incentivized me to really stack the value. So the second option is it just requires a little higher investment, but in exchange, I can really give you everything you need to be successful. That's really what it comes down to. So something else I want to share is I charge a $12,000 minimum to build one of these sites for people. You know, you can call me a crook if you want, but truthfully, you saw the screenshot of the revenue that I made from that site earlier, which was almost 11 grand from just 2 ad placements. So I would be a moron for not charging this price, you know. But what I'm teaching in this coaching program is exactly what I do for them, step by step, everything I do. So again, you're getting the passive publisher blueprint, everything you need to set up your first site that first week, the passive publishing income formula, the instant revenue recipe for those who want to just blow this thing out of the water fast and furious. Here's the first bonus, and this is for the first 30 people who join. Not because I want to do like a stupid marketing, you know, scheme to get people to just join fast. I don't want this theme being spread across the internet to where it's not, if everybody uses this thing, it's not going to be as effective. So, you know, I know that you can just go out and purchase a theme or build one that looks exactly the same as mine. But if you're one of the first 30 people who join this coaching program tonight, you're going to get my $365 per day WordPress theme. So you can literally download the theme from me, upload the theme to WordPress, and you have the exact winning template that I have used for my sites. Bonus 2 is a passive publishing and quick start guide. Reveals the top 25 most profitable niches to enter today. This is updated as of yesterday. I just put this together yesterday. Top 25 most profitable niches to be in. How to passively monetize those sites, those 25 niches, and how to quickly reach at least $300 a day in profit. This is for the first 20 people who join. So people asking for a demo site, I'm not going to give a demo site out for free. Like I said, I don't want people. I basically don't want my my theme, you could say, to be spread across the internet like wildfire. So here's a review of everything again. The passive publisher blueprint, everything you need for your first website. We're going to do that on the very first coaching call, which is next. Where are we at here? Next Thursday, January 10th, and haven't decided the time. I haven't decided on the time, but it's going to be likely in the afternoon for me, which is I'm Central Time here in Austin, Texas, so about probably 1 o'clock Central Time. That way, hopefully, the guys that are, I'm not going to catch anybody. Hopefully, like going to bed or like 3 in the morning. Next, the passive publishing income formula. So you know exactly what you can do to monetize your site. There's a ton of different ways to do it. And you can use a lot of them without really damaging the user experience for people visiting your site. Then again, that instant revenue recipe. The bonus number 1, my $364 per day WordPress theme. Bonus 2, passive publishing quick start guide. Total value almost 18 grand, and this is like a legit 18 grand value, guys. That WordPress theme, I priced out having somebody do that, and they I'm not going to tell you what they came back with just because I think they were an idiot, put nicely. But when I saw the price, I literally cussed them out because I'm like, just stop it. It was just insane. So I put 7,000 there, but I can tell you it was a multiple of 7,000. So if all this did was finally prove to you that you can make a full-time living online, would it be worth it? I want to see some yeses in the chat box before I go any further. Because if this isn't worth it to you guys, then I'm cool with that. Just be honest with me. Yes, yes, yes. Cool. Awesome. If it finally just gave you the kick in the butt you need to finally get moving, would it be worth it? Yes, yes. If it gave you just one consistently profitable website, would it be worth it? Yes, yes. So what's one website actually worth to you? We talked about this already. $300 a day times 30 days in a month. It's $9 grand a month. Like how much is that? Is it worth it? Like seriously, $9 grand a month for this formula. Website that makes $300 a day. How much would it be worth it to you? $300 a day, $500 a day. You can see why I charge people 12 grand per website to set it up for them, just because of the potential that it has for anybody. So if you were able to make $300 a day, which is $9,000 a month, wouldn't it make sense to pay me $9,000 one time to learn this entire system? Then all the revenue you earn every month after that is just pure profit. You can see like why it's a good deal at $9,000 even, because of what I've showed you earlier on with the amount of money you can make just from 2 little ad blocks on that site. So at this time, I don't ever plan on releasing this to the public. And I don't ever really plan on running this webinar live again, to be honest with you. I really just want to share this with the people who are kind of go-getters and action takers right now. Right now is a perfect time of the year. It's another reason I'm doing this right now. Beginning of the year, 2019, and I really want you to have your best year ever you know, both financially and, you know, everything else outside of finances. But I know that, you know, for me, excuse me, for me, when my finances were in the tank, everything else was awful too. You know, life in general was crap. So getting your finances in order so you don't have to worry about income and all that, it's life changing, and that's really what I'm hoping for with this program for you. So if I had to ever take this outside to the general public, it'd be $2,000. But because you're on my list, you're a subscriber of mine. I didn't do any outside promotion for this webinar. You can get started today for $497. Just one payment of $497. So that's the link. You be sure to put the www dot in front of it. It wasn't working earlier without the www dot. So if you're gonna head over there, put www.passivepublishingsecrets.com/start into your browser, and you can get started today. Again, the bonuses are it's based on the people who sign up in the order that they sign up. Bonus 3 is going to be a 30-minute Skype call with me that I value beyond $2,000, but we'll keep it at $2,000 for the first 10 people only. And this, if you're smart, you will save this Skype call for when you really, really, really could use it. So, you know, I'm happy to get on a call with you whenever you want. That's your choice when you want to use it. But personally, these are best used when you've got the system implemented, you're seeing results, and you want to improve those results. That's the best time to use this call. So again, you can get started now for just $497 today. The link is passivepublishingsecrets.com/start. And again, make sure you put that www in. I don't know what the heck was going on with the domain stuff earlier. There is no PayPal option. I apologize for that, but PayPal sucks. So they did that to themselves. I'm not going to get too much into that. I have a PayPal account in good standing. I just choose to not use them because they're idiots. I know it's more convenient for a lot of you, especially internationally, but they screwed me over once too much, so I'm not going to go there. So now it's up to you. You've got two choices. First option, do nothing, not take this leap of faith, which obviously is 100% risk-free. I always offer money-back guarantees. Second option is just pony up the small investment, and compared to all the value you'll get in return, just give it a shot. Like, quick story about the native ads coaching program I did earlier this summer. I had a number of people who wanted to use the refund. They wanted to get the refund because it was just too technical for them. I'm totally cool with that. Like, absolutely. I will never not give somebody a refund. And, somebody emailed in. So the refund policy I usually have is 30 days, because with a coaching program like this, after you've done 3-4 live coaching calls with me, that typically last 2 to 3 hours a piece, you should know, pretty well whether or not this is for you and whether or not you think you can do this. I've had people who email me 8 weeks after asking for a refund, which is about 60 days, and I gave it to them. I'm just who I am. I put 30 days in there, just to kind of, for you to be kind of gracious enough to give me that amount of time and yourself that much time. It's fine. So never gonna not give somebody a refund if they're not happy. So Connie, the link's not working. Are you putting www dot in front of it? Make sure you put www.passivepublishingsecrets.com/start. So down here on the screen right now, I don't know if you can see my mouse or not, but I've left out the www in front of this. It's supposed to work without that, but you will need to use that to get that link to load. So Here is my crazy guarantee. There are two parts to this system, to making this work for you, to make it make money for you. You got your website. You can't get your website set up. If WordPress just, you can't figure it out, whatever, let me know. I'll personally set it up for you. Like legit, give me your login info. I will log in and set it up because I want you to succeed, period. Second part are the revenue sources. Like I said earlier, they're in that quick case study, just one of those revenue sources was one ad network, 2 ad blocks. If you can't get your revenue sources to play along with WordPress or the theme you're using, let me know. Give me your login. I will log in and get them set up for you. Give me your ad network logins. I will log in there and set it up for you because I want you to succeed with this. Again, like I said, I always do 30 days usually for guarantees. Sign up today if you don't like it for any reason. I don't care if it's 29 days, 23 hours, and 59 minutes from now. Let me know. I will give you your money back. And like I told you a few minutes ago, it was 60 days, and I still gave him his money back. I was a little a little peeved off just because somebody would have the gall to do that. But again, I didn't say anything nasty. Say, hey, no problem, process your refund in full. Thank you. So the real question is it worth gambling a few minutes of your time to check this out? Which, if it does even half of what I claimed today on this webinar, it will pay for itself 20 times over every single month. Again, guys, that link is at the bottom. I see a couple people are having issues. Make sure you put www dot in front of that link. So something else, I've talked about this before. When you look at like a typical, like an opportunity thing, I got a picture of McDonald's there as like a franchise thing. Here in Austin, there's this company called Bahama Bucks, and they make like shaved ice, like the really cool shaved ice dessert things, flavored ice. I was talking to the guy who recently opened a franchise around us, and the investment required for one of those franchises is 6 figures. So 120 grand. 120 grand up front. Just insane. And the company takes a percentage, usually 6, 7, 8% of their net revenue right off the top every single month. And so, when you're putting that much money up front into something, it's going to take you years before you get back your initial investment. What I'm charging here for this is insane, like $500 to get these websites up and running and potentially earn back 18,000, earn back 18 times your money every single month. It's an opportunity that most people would love to have put in front of them. Like I said, I'm not really planning on ever taking this to the public. So you have got 2 options. You could be like this guy here in the picture who's laying in bed at night. His wife is fast asleep, and he's wondering where his retirement income is going to come from. He's getting too old physically to just stop what he's doing at his desk job and have to go out and get a manual labor job for the rest of his life. So and I've been in his position. I'm not anywhere near as old as him, but I've been in a position where you lay in bed at night wondering what the hell you're doing. Like what are you doing to better your future? And you fall asleep with that in your mind, and what happens when you first wake up? You start thinking about it again. Like I got $20 in checking account. What's gonna happen here? Where am I gonna be getting money for groceries next week? So you got 2 choices. You got him, or you got this guy here with his super awesome striped shirt, logging into his computer and checking his net revenue, net earnings from the day before across his network of sites. Personally, I want you to be the guy on the right, and it's really up to you to do that. So let me show you what to do next. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing on the screen. www.right URL, passivepublishingsecrets.com/start. And somebody, I did notice that after the fact, somebody mentioned like there's no place to put your name in here. So that's pretty ghetto that I forgot to do that. But honestly, this form is using Stripe through ClickFunnels, and they don't need your name. Stripe, like, it's funny, but Stripe doesn't need your name to process your card. So when I went in and first built this form, all of these fields up here were gone. The only thing that was here was the email, card number, and the CVC number, and then the expiration date. That was the only part of the form that Stripe needs, is this right here. I just put in this other stuff so that I can send you something that I haven't talked about yet. So this is the form. Go ahead and fill it out. If you have any issues, please let me know, because I will just try and put it in and hit enroll. And if it gives you a decline message, I can see that. And if that kind of puts you in line for the bonuses. Orders are coming in. I can see them. I can't see how many of them right now, but they've been flashing through my watch. I can see them coming in, but I don't know how many there are. But I want you to get your share of the bonuses. And if it's a declined issue because of something on my end, I want to reward you with the bonuses that you earned. So, all right, next, we'll go back through here this again, so you kind of really understand what you're getting. The passive publisher blueprint, that's really, like we said, the whole enchilada of this thing is an overview of it. And the first coaching call next Thursday, January 10th, we're going to be going over setting up your first website. I want you to get that thing set up quick. Get your initial post in there, and come back the next remaining 5 weeks, to where you can work on what you've already set up. It's something psychological that happens when you actually put something up online and you can see it and you can work from that. Like, it doesn't even matter what the heck it looks like. You can just throw up some 100 or 200 word posts, put a logo up there, and it's a site. All of a sudden, it's a website. People can go to it. Then the next 5 weeks, you jump on these calls and you're like, hey, Dustin, what, look at this site, look at my site, and tell me what I should put on the sidebar so that I really get the most revenue from this type of site. And we can work together with that type of stuff. Next, the passive publishing income formula. That's all the different types of monetization. And this section right here is going to blow your mind, I think, because there's a lot of stuff that you can do to make money from your website passively. Doesn't require you to do anything. Like beyond list building and affiliate products, there's ways you can make money that you don't even really know about. And that's the instant revenue recipe. So this is for the people that want to get started quick, blow it out of the water fast as possible. I'm going to hook you up with that. Bonus one is for the first 30 people, my $364 per day WordPress theme that I've been working on like crazy to just slowly optimize the heck out of it. Like I said, every pixel in that WordPress theme is there on purpose. There's nothing in that theme that I've put on the websites that I own and run. There isn't one pixel that doesn't serve a purpose. Bonus two, the passive publishing quick start guide. This is, like I said, the top 25 niches to get in right now, January 2019, how to monetize those niches the best so you can get the most revenue from those in a passive manner, and how to quickly get to $300 a day in revenue. Bonus three, for the first 10 people, 30-minute Skype call with me, to use at your desire. Total value, almost $20,000. So if you didn't sign up immediately, I know you got questions. I can see it, 85 questions. Reason one, you don't think you have a big enough budget. Like I said, you've got, like I said, $200 to get started, beyond the $500 enrollment. So $150 a month for content, $50 a month to do as you please to promote the site. I've got some really, really cool ways to drive traffic to these sites. Many of them are free. Many of them are, so again, I don't know how many times I've said this on this webinar. I love passive stuff. Anything that I can do once and it will reward me for months or years to come, I'm all about it. And I love passive traffic strategies. It's rare that you'll ever see me do a free traffic strategy that isn't going to be passive, something that's going to work for me for a long time. So something that isn't, an example of something that isn't passive is like a tweet, like a Twitter, going out and posting things to social media manually. Just going to Facebook or Twitter and posting things, hoping that somebody sees it. You'll never find me doing that. You'll never find me sharing or recommending anybody to do that. Everything I share is do it once, and then reap the rewards for a long time. So if you don't think you have a big enough budget, the budget that I said, the $200, it's $150 for writing, for outsourcing the writing, so you can write it yourself. You don't need to pay that, and you don't need to do the $50 of outside promotion. You can do the free things that I'll recommend. Reason two for not signing up immediately, you're nervous about maybe setting up the site, getting the content. Like I said, with the guarantee, I'll set the whole dang thing up for you, if technical stuff is your problem. But I can tell you this is the least technical thing I have ever promoted in my life. It seriously is. It's hosting, WordPress, publishing content. And if getting content is your issue, like I said, $150 a month, let somebody else do it. Or there are tons of free ways to use other people's content that I'm going to share with you. And I didn't say anything about that earlier, but I'm going to share tons and tons of free ways to use other people's content on your site and still get paid for the page views. Reason three, you think it's too expensive. $500, that's what I'm talking about, the enrollment fee. That's cool. What you think is your opinion. $500 to me, being that I'm giving $20,000 of value, of real legit value. I'm not sure that there's anything I can do. I understand if you can't afford it. Affording it and thinking it's too expensive are two different things. I can totally understand that. So I am not anything special, guys. Like that picture of me right there that you see on the screen is who I am. I'm a big goofball, constantly screwing around, messing with my kids, and constantly joking with them, and they never can tell when I'm like telling the truth or just messing around with them. I just love messing around with people. But I'm nothing special, man. I never went to college. Nothing really ever appealed to me in the college sector. I liked computer stuff. I went to a tech school for a couple different certifications, but it never really panned out to anything. It just always been kind of an entrepreneur. So never went to college, filed bankruptcy at the age of 22. Not good at coding or programming. I know just about enough to screw stuff up. A few short years ago, I was selling lumber, making $40K a year, in a good year, $40K a year, and working 80 hours a week. So the last 9 years have been an amazing blessing. Just years of trial and error, basically just learning everything I could, and now I'm able to share all the stuff I've learned, things that have worked the best for me. I put all that into this training. just asking for one small investment from you. So other option is to just, do what I did and spend hours and hours and hours doing it the hard way. So this is bonus number 4, something I'm really proud of. Just finished this up. A brand new, like, hold in your hand book. This thing is about 250 pages, and it's getting sent to the publisher. I'm actually publishing it myself, so it's through Amazon. So I'm sending it to Amazon here tomorrow, and hopefully I'll have a proof copy in my hands next week, and then I will be able to order a box of books, the first box of books, and everybody that signs up for this coaching program, I will get you a book. So there's no minimum, like, you don't have to be like the first, 20 or 30, 10, 30, 20 or 10 people to join. Anybody that joins, I'm going to get this book. So I'm going to put this book in your hands. I'm going to sign it for you. I'm very proud of this book. So thank you so much for attending. Again, I'm going to get to questions here in a second. First, I'm going to put the link to a video for the free bonus. It is the case study. I'm putting it in the chat box right now. So everybody, if you could, look at the chat box, click on that link, and then open it, and then or save that link somehow. That way, I still have. I'll be able to give it to you. Just tell me that you were on the live training, but lost the link or something. I'll send it to you. Again, let's go through this. Passive Publisher Blueprint, setting up your first website, passive publishing income formula, the instant revenue recipe, my $364 per day WordPress theme. This is for the first 30 people. For the first 20 people, the passive publishing quick start guide, all the popular niches to get in 2019, how to monetize those niches the best and the most passive ways. So I'm not about, we're talking only passive income stuff here. Bonus 3 for the first 10 people, 30-minute Skype call with me. Bonus 4, signed copy of my new book. That is for everybody who joins. Total value, just over 20 grand. Again, the Skype call is the first 10 people. I would believe that the Skype call is gone at this point. I don't honestly know. I don't know how many people have joined yet. So get started now. Just $4.97 today. Again, the link, make sure you put that www dot in front of it. It's passivepublishingsecrets.com/start. So now I've got questions. Again, please put your questions in the Q&A box if you still have some. I'm looking at the chat real quick, and I see a question there from Perry asking if the video is about native ads. The video, yes, the video is about using native ads as basically an arbitrage method of doing the same type of display sites that I'm talking about on this call tonight. So in that video, you're going to see some pretty large publishers who are spending a ton of money on native ads to drive traffic to their site, and they're able to get cheap enough clicks on native ads to arbitrage the ads on their site. So it's a pretty cool case study. All right, let me go way back up to the top of these questions here and see if I can get through them real quick. All right, Richard's asking, don't want to seem cynical, but I've seen a lot of shiny objects before. How long has this been going? I guess I don't know if you're asking how long I've been selling this. This is the first time I've ever sold this, but what I think you're asking is how long has this strategy been working? This was working back in 1999 when my dad first got started. It's how he learned about basically building a website and making money from it. Initially was putting up a website and putting ads on the site, and then using other forms of traffic like forums or something way back then, or message boards, sending people to the site and getting paid for the ad impressions. So he's actually the one who shared this with me a long time ago. And it was back in 1999 when he got started. So there could be times of silence here as I kind of comb through messages that I have stuff I've already answered. Al is asking, Dustin, what would be the minimum expected income per site per month like this? How quickly does it take to ramp up and start making money once you've built the site? How long would it take conservatively to start generating a full-time income? Great questions. Will be the minimum expected income. So I mean, so the minimum, like it could be like $1 a month. How quickly does it take to ramp up? Depends on how much time you put into promoting it. You know, I'm going to give away free. Like for this strategy, guys, free traffic is the best way to do it, just because, you know, you make more money that way, and it's passive free traffic. So, you know, not only is the content working for you on an SEO standpoint, but the methods of free traffic I'm going to share inside this training, they work for you passively to send more traffic to your site that's outside of SEO. So there are a ton of other places to get free organic traffic, guys. And excuse me, one of my websites right now, there is an outside site, an organic site, who's sending twice as much traffic to my site that organic search traffic is sending. So the amount of time it takes to ramp up, I've had a site go from, can you guys still hear me? I was using a Apple AirPod and just died on me. You guys can hear me, please put a yes in the chat box. Okay, I'm gonna try and talk a little bit louder because it's just using the mic from my computer. Let me open up the other one. All right, hang on just a second, guys. Sorry about this. I'm trying to get my other AirPod to connect. Okay, so let's see, where was that? The full-time, how quickly does it take to ramp up? So I've had a site go from 0 to about $100 a month. I'm sorry, $100 a day in basically a month's time. And that was really just by putting content up there and doing a couple of the free traffic methods that I recommend.
All right. So if you guys have any issues with audio, let me know. I'm just going to keep going through this stuff. So
Income's about $300 a day. You know, there are so many different ways to do this. You could generate $300 a day tomorrow if you're willing to put in the work and then do the quick start methods that I will share. I can't guarantee that because there's so many variables there. But if you'd rather just do 100% free stuff, you're probably looking at 6 months. Honestly, you know, if you just want to do content and then probably maybe even just one of the free traffic methods, you could get to $300 a day in 6 months. And that, guys, again, I'm not one to blow smoke, so I'm not going to say like, oh yeah, it's totally simple, you can do that next week. 6 months is 6 months. It's, you know, it's a lot of time, but you're also talking about a full-time income. That's $9 grand a month to me, full-time income, 100 grand a year. You know, that's pretty cool. All right, recording. Yes, the recording will be available
and I'll send an email out when it is available. Who do you use for the articles?
I use a number of different sources. So
the one that I like probably the most is iWriter. You've just got to be very, very careful about the content that you accept from the site. Because you'll get there's a lot of writers who will just literally plagiarize, the copy and paste stuff from like easing articles and change just enough so that it flies. But you just have to be careful about the content you accept from them, and you've got to be very, very specific about basically the outline of the content. So again, all that will be covered. Okay. All right. Hopefully this audio is okay right now. All right. Frank is saying, don't you have to constantly add new content to your site or risk becoming irrelevant, lose rankings and traffic? So yes and no. Depends on the niche. Frank, personally, I do, like I said, one piece a day. And that accomplishes a lot of things. It lets Google know that you are putting out relevant content. I don't have to write it, which is just fantastic. And it adds value to the site. You're building an asset, and every piece of content you add to that asset, the more money it's worth to you in the end. At this time, I'm not offering split pay or payment options. It's just not something that I do anymore. I got burned in the past on that somehow, but whatever. Richard's asking, I already have a WordPress blog, health related with 100+ posts. Can I start with this? Heck yeah, man. That's you're already like way ahead. That's perfect. Frank is asking, is this AdSense publishing? AdSense can certainly be a part of it, Frank. It's just one of the monetization methods. What I'm going to reveal though in the coaching program are ad networks where you can actually earn more than AdSense. So the thing with AdSense, guys, too, in case you don't know, I'm going to try and get through this thing to 9 o'clock, but I got a lot of questions, so I don't know. The thing with AdSense, if you don't know, Google owns AdSense. It's a program for publishers where you can put Google ads on your site, and anytime somebody clicks on one of the ads on your site, you get paid on a CPC basis, which is cost per click. So somebody has to click the ad for you to make money. What I'll share in the coaching program are a number of different ad networks where people don't have to click on the ads for you to make money. You get paid on a page view basis, like I said earlier in the training. All right, so there's a lot of repeat questions. Robert asks, is this about using WP Robot? No. WP Robot is an automated like aggregator where it pulls in content, and then I don't even know if I've never even really looked at it, but I don't know if it spins the content or whatever, but no. Like I said, it has to be high quality content. High quality content, it can still be $5 if you outsource it the right way. James is asking, is this about marketing other people's products? That's an option if you want to do affiliate marketing, you can do that. Phil was asking, is selling the sites part of the plan? No, like I told somebody else, I don't I'm not in it for selling. James asked, do you host the pages on your own domain? Yes, everything is on my own domains. You can get a domain name for anywhere from $8 to $12. I usually use Namecheap. How do you get paid? You're getting paid from the ad network. So you sign up with an ad network, and the ad network gives you some code to put on your website. You copy and paste that code in the different areas of your website where you want to display ads, and you get paid from the ad network when people view your ads, or depending on the ad network, they may have to click your ad, and then you get paid. Al asked, is it primarily Google AdSense? No. I don't primarily ever pick one thing. I'm always about having more eggs in my basket type of thing. Connie asked the self-help niche. Yes, this, like I said, it works in absolutely any niche. Yes, I'm using WordPress as the platform. Can we write if we like to and reduce our out-of-pocket costs? Absolutely. If you can knock out articles quick and good content, then absolutely. Yeah, save that money, use it for promotion, or pay some bills with it, whatever. Is this arbitrage? Yeah. So really, if you really think about it, everything online is arbitrage. You're buying, whether it's free or paid traffic, you're arbitraging it into something, making money somewhere else. Can you use a free WordPress theme, or do you need a premium theme? If yes, which one? Yeah, you can use any theme, honestly. There are many, many, many good free WordPress themes. Trying to think of, off the top of my head, there's one from mythemeshop.com. They have a couple, actually. One is Socially Viral. They have a free version and a paid version. The free one is just fine. They have another one too called Schema. They have a free version, and that's fine. Jamie's asking, can you talk a bit more about the hosting account that would be needed, just high level? Yeah, like I said, to get started, Jamie, you don't need anything more than like a HostGator, whatever their $10 a month, $10 a month or less plan. That's enough to get you going, and then you can scale it from there. If you want to start out with a better one, I'm just trying to think of a couple that, like, anymore. I use my own like VPN stuff, so I'm not in the hosting space anymore. But WPEngine.com is great for WordPress. That's what we have. All of our gardening sites are on that now. Chris is asking, how many monthly impressions do you need to get a decent cash flow going? That's a great question. Problem is I honestly can't answer that, because there's so many variables depending on the niche. So let's say you're in a niche where your niche is like DIY kid projects. Maybe the CPM, or the amount that you make per 1,000 page views, is 5 times less than what you would make if you had a site about that reviewed software. So like software review sites and software tutorial sites. Those CPMs, which CPM means cost per 1,000, which is just a term the ad networks use, how much you make per 1,000 views. Those CPMs are typically going to be way higher, just because the person has more value who visits that site. They're worth more money to the advertiser. And, to get a decent cash flow is a, it's kind of a relative phrase, like how much is decent to you. The way that I explain it is you want to get as much as you can, as fast as you can, and you want to keep that momentum going for as long as you can. And the ways that I teach to do this is very systematic. There's tons and tons of free traffic methods, but you really don't need that many. You need to do one or two systematically in a very sequential order. And you'll notice that your site will go from very little traffic to quickly 5, 10, even 15 or 20 times the traffic in just a matter of a month or two if you continue to use those methods. And it doesn't go down after that. That's the key, because the traffic methods I teach are passive. You do them once and they continue to bring revenue or page views from there on out. And I had a screenshot from, actually, let me see if I can pull that up. I might have actually deleted it. I can't remember. Yeah, so here, can you guys see the analytics screenshot that I have on the screen right now? If you could see the analytics screenshot on the screen, put a yes in the chat box, please. Cool. So look at this trend kind of right here. So from right here, this is January 1, 2018 to January 1, 2019. So from January all the way to about May, actually about the end of April, I started, it was going, this is a newer site and I didn't really spend a lot of time on it. And I started doing something about right here. And you can see that it started jumping up, pretty much averaging out at about 400 people a day. And then it tapered off because I screwed something up. But what I did right here was just one free traffic method that's passive. That's it. And it immediately, it went from this to this, which is almost 4x, 5x. Had I kept doing it, this site doesn't have much earning potential, so I didn't really do much with it. It was more of a test than anything else. Had I kept doing it, I probably could have got up closer to 1,000 by the end of this year. It just didn't have much earning potential, so I didn't spend a lot of time on it. All right, where was I at here? Okay. Connie asked if you can use PLR. No, Connie, you won't be able to use PLR because everybody else already probably posted it to their site, so you're not going to get. Let me rephrase that. You could use PLR. You wouldn't get any SEO benefit out of it, so you're not going to get any Google traffic or any kind of search engine traffic. But you could still get the traffic from all the outside sources. So you could, but I would still recommend that the PLR stuff you use is good, like high quality. All right, so somebody anonymously put a website in here, and they want me to look at it and see if it has potential to do to become one of the publishing sites. I'm not gonna do that live right now, whoever that is. So if you could email me, just reply to any of the emails you got promoting this webinar with this question, and I'm happy to look at it and get you a response then. Rita is asking where to get products to put in my ads. Rita, there's no products for this. This is, you're making money from other people's ads. So you just sign up at an ad network. They give you code to copy and paste onto your site so that other people's ads can be displayed on your site, and you make money from those ads being displayed. Um, Somebody asked, what are the chances of the ad networks approving your website if you have no traffic coming in? I remember trying to get my site monetized with ad content a long time ago, and they disapproved because I had no traffic. You can get signed up. First of all, you can get signed up with AdSense. Just go to I'm trying to think of the best way to put this so that doesn't come back and bite me. When you put up your website, you want to put up a number of posts initially to just fill the site out. You know, whether that's 3 or 4 or 5, it doesn't matter. Then you go to the ad networks. You're right. Some ad networks will require a minimum 10,000 page views. I just had a call today with a really, really good ad network, and they'll, you know, their minimum is about 10,000 page views, not a day, sorry, 10,000 page views a month. And he said, you know, even if you're not at that, they're happy to get you signed up because they know how to scale you pretty quickly. And they're talking about scaling your traffic for you. They'll give you, you know, ways to get up and running fast. So Abby's asking, what do you mean by copying and pasting content for your site? What I mean is I pay other people to write for me, typically $5 an article. Then I copy what they've written and I paste it into WordPress, and then I post it. A little bit of editing is needed, just not editing. A little bit of formatting is needed just to make it look, you know, presentable. But it's literally copying and pasting. Phil's asking, do I need to rank the site to earn page views? If organic SEO is your only plan of monetization or of traffic, then yes, that's more of a long-term thing that, you know, you're looking for, you know, 3 to 6 months out before you get a decent amount of SEO though. Pablo's saying it's not clear to me how you get traffic to the site. Like I said, getting traffic is not the problem. There really is no problem with this thing. Traffic is everywhere, guys, like literally everywhere. And free traffic, passive free traffic is even more prevalent than it's ever been. You're going to be blown away with the stuff that I share about free traffic methods. All right, I'm trying, guys. I'm not going to get like through every single one of these questions, but I'm trying to pick out the ones that I haven't really covered anything on. So if there's something specific that maybe I skipped over that you really wanted answered that maybe I didn't cover it clearly enough elsewhere, please shoot me an email. It's not that I'm ignoring you. I just don't want to keep everybody on here for 3 hours. So, all right. Sign me up. Where's the link to buy? Sign me up. Heck yeah, let's make this happen. What happens if we're not one of the first 30 to 20 to 10? So if you weren't in quick enough to get in to the first 30 or 20 or 10 to get the bonuses, you know, you're still going to get all of the whole entire training. None of the stuff that are in the bonuses are required for success. You know, obviously I'm going to share with you the way that I lay out my site. I'm going to show you how to do that. But you're just not going to get the actual WordPress template that I use. So you can still go out and buy a template for 30, 40 bucks that I keep saying template, it's a theme. Buy a theme for 30 or 40 bucks that pretty much mimics my layout, that you're just not going to get my exact theme. Brian is asking if I've done any case studies on this, and if yes, have you released it into the membership group? No. Brian's asking, he's in my affiliate membership site called Affiliate Frontline. I don't, like I said, I've never planned on sharing this, and it doesn't really fit the affiliate type of person. You know, you can, like, promoting affiliate products is one of the ways that I monetize one of these sites and make the most money, because it's just a perfect fit. Some niches though, like you know, in a DIY niche, there aren't many affiliate products. The best way to monetize a DIY thing is with ads, because you're going to get tons and tons of page views. People are going to share the crap out of everything. You give you tons and tons of free traffic and free page views. Is there any overlap from native ads course to this one? No, nothing at all. I will probably cover native ads as an option to in the quick start if you really want to blow it out of the water. But I'm not going to go in depth like I did in that course. Somebody asked, how long do you have the purchase? It's going to be closed down. I'm going to keep it open until, so basically a week. They'll have a week. So I'll shut it down January 10th. Brian also asked, how long after going live with the site can you start making money back? Is this several months of posting articles before seeing a return? No, like you can, once you put some articles up there and the articles are good and, you're using some kind of monetization at that time and you start driving traffic, you could start making some money right then and there. Obviously it probably isn't going to be a whole lot, but it's going to be enough to probably say, oh, this is working. If I stick with this for a few months, it's going to turn into something that's worthy of my time and worthy of, sticking with it for months and years to come because of the passive income potential with it. Nicole asked, is the revenue from visitors clicking on the ads or just the views to the page? Good question. It could be either. It depends on the ad network you're using. Some ad networks like AdSense, Google AdSense, they require the visitor to click on the ad before you will make money. Other networks that I will share, you will get paid just for somebody viewing the page. And you will get paid multiple times for the same person because you can use multiple ad networks on the same website. Like I told you in that case study, that was just one ad network with 2 ad blocks where I earned that revenue. Yes, everything, all of the trainings and calls will all be recorded and they will be put in a private members area for you to access them anytime. And of course you can do multiple websites. I recommend doing one at a time, at least till you get used to the process. But if you're outsourcing the content and you've got the sites built up already, making a post once a day to multiple sites is like super simple. Sometimes it's the traffic maybe that could hold you up. Yeah, Tony, thanks for letting him know about what the articles I used. iWriter, so it's iWriter.com. I also use textbroker.com. And there's actually a few good writers on Fiverr that I found that are kind of like niched writers, like people that write about specific topics too. Devin asked a good question. How often do the networks pay you? A lot of times when you're first starting out, it'll be like once a month, twice a month. And then once you get going, sometimes they'll change it to weekly. And then once you get like scaled really high, they'll be pretty flexible. Some of them, it's different with some of them, but that's kind of the commonality between them, I guess you could say. Roger asked another good question. Do you need a separate website for each niche or just a different page? For different niches, I definitely do separate websites. It just looks better. Looks better in the eyes of like Google if they're ranking your site. They want to know that that site is all about one specific thing. So Marcus asked, P5, native ad secrets, now passive publishing secrets, they all work, right? Yeah, absolutely, they all work. Like I wouldn't be selling them if they didn't work. I wouldn't be telling you to do this stuff. Phil asked, but would the ad network approve me if I don't have a lot of traffic on the site yet? Depends on the ad network. Like I'll share the strategy with you of when to contact the right publishers. There are tons of publishers, guys, that will let you sign up right now today without even having a website. Like they may ask for your domain name, but they're not going to go look at your website. They'll let you put up an ad block right now. You don't need any traffic. Ro asked, Rox, does this involve Pinterest traffic? Yeah, Pinterest, man. Pinterest is the bomb. I love Pinterest. So it is niche dependent. So I've got other free traffic sources for different niches, but like for DIY and like women's type stuff, man, Pinterest is insane. So Jay asked, Dustin, if I understand correctly, you register a domain, build the site, and host on your servers. We register for the ad networks and follow your traffic methods. Is that correct? Yes, that's exactly right. There's some other little things here and there. So building the site, there's a lot more to just, quote unquote, building the site. It's doing it the way that's going to make you the most money. But yes, that is the bird's eye view, I guess you would say. Jim asked, can we combine list building with this? Yes, absolutely. If you want to, certain niches are better suited to list building. And you can obviously, building your own email list is just another asset. You can go back to your list anytime with an offer. Brian asked, do you use images with all your articles? Yeah, almost every article. And I'll just use free stock images, or if I can snap something myself, get my kids to snap something with a phone, or there are a number of sites that I will share where you can pay somebody a really small amount of money for them to go take a picture of something for you. Nicole asked, when will I open this again? Like I said, I don't know that I ever will, Nicole. James asked, who pays us? Yes, the ad network is who pays you. Robert asked, will a home-based business MLM content site be a good candidate? Yes, it would. What you're going to find is that I recommend big, broad niches. So it would work, but don't really like narrow it down too small to maybe a specific MLM or anything. Someone else asked, what if you do not have $200 now? Your only option then is to write the content yourself, or try and find somebody who will write it for you for free. It's really only 150 that you need for the writing, though. Like I said, I use the 50 for outside promotion. James, you said do you go for a niche specific domain name? Yes. Any ad networks that will approve regardless? Not regardless, because if one would approve you regardlessly, it's not going to pay you what you're worth. What I recommend, if you're just starting out and you only want to use ads as your only monetization method, is AdSense. Their only requirement is that you have a site that has unique content. They don't say that you have to have am I trying to say? They don't say that you have to have like 100 posts up. Let me show you something here that I shared in a couple different programs before. I don't know why this site's taking so long to load. Well, while that's loading, somebody else asked, does it work for me being outside of the US? Yes, it works anywhere. All right, so here, this site you see on the screen, I created this as a like a demo type case study. All this is a, first of all, let me preface this by saying this is not what I'm recommending you to do. I'm just showing you this as a way to show that AdSense doesn't care what your site is for the most part. AdSense approved this website. I didn't put any AdSense blocks on here because I'm not really planning on doing anything with it, but they approved me for this website. And this is just an aggregator site. There's none of this content is mine. If I click any of these on here, it's going to go to an outside source. But AdSense approved this website. So it doesn't take much to get approved by ad networks, guys. They need you more than you need them. What other ways do you monetize the site? So there's affiliate and list building. We talked about that. It really is mostly ads, but it's not in the sense that you've probably seen or heard of before. There's a lot of different ad networks out there nowadays where you can monetize your website in so many different ways, especially like with mobile nowadays. There's so many ways you can monetize content. And I'm not going to share the name of this, but there's a really, really cool affiliate program that you can join where they'll basically just give you a plugin for WordPress. It has nothing to do with Amazon. They'll give you a plugin for WordPress, and it'll just go out and monetize your content for you. That's all I'm going to say for that one, because that one's a pretty good secret. Yeah, hey, let me put that back up there. Rob saying he just joined. Here is it's not really a sales page though, Rob, but if you want to go through with the whole thing again, I'll put the replay up. As soon as Zoom makes it available to me, which probably won't going to be until tomorrow at this point. But all right, guys, I really appreciate everybody being on live. I do thank you so much. And the link for the free bonus, I'm gonna put that back in the chat box one more time. That's a free case study video that I did. So I'll leave that out there for a minute or two. And any final questions, guys, before I end the training tonight, please put them in the Q&A box. If we're good to go, then we're good to go, and I will get the replay up as soon as possible. Again, the bonuses, I can go back that way you guys can see at least what you're getting in the bonuses. So this first bonus, I'm gonna give you my WordPress theme. That's for the first 30 people who join. I have no idea at this point how many people have joined. I've lost track of it. So what I usually do is I'll go back through in Stripe and I can look at all the way down to the seconds, the order of the people that join. So the first 30 people get the WordPress theme. The first 20 get the quick start guide with all the niches, most popular niches to join in 2019. The first 10 people will get the Skype call, and then I'm going to send everybody a copy of my brand new book, which I don't remember where. There it is. Like I said, that'll be hopefully in my hands next week, and I'll be able to get a box of them ordered to ship out the following week. So hopefully mid-January, I can get those sent out to everybody that joins. So. All right, guys, thank you so much for being on the call. Any questions that you have after the fact, feel free to shoot me an email. I'm happy to try and point you in the right direction. So thanks a bunch. Have a great night, guys.